Hey everyone, it's Sammy from the Small Urban Greens Homestead, and this is just a very short and small video that I'm making. I've just harvested some of my cherry tomatoes and I just want to take you on a journey, do a quick taste test and tell you exactly why I've chosen these specific tomatoes to grow in my garden. So I've just harvested some ripe tomatoes. Some aren't ripe yet, but they will ripen. And the reason I've done that is because I found in the past that the birds will get to the tomatoes before I have, and right now my tomato bed is just looking absolutely amazing. It's maybe the best year of tomatoes. I'll quickly go through the tomatoes that I'm growing, and then I will explain exactly why I've chosen these varieties to grow. And then afterwards we're going to do a bit of a taste test. We're just going to start with these guys, and these are a medium size tomato. I've got a few of them growing. It's this one as well as the one at the back, and I think I've got it somewhere else, but these guys are called the Ember Red Cherry Tomatoes. They are bigger than a cherry tomato but smaller than your average. So I would say probably smaller than medium but bigger than small, if that does make sense. If you look at your average cherry tomato, which is really small, and you compare it with these guys, you can see why I say it's a little bit bigger than a cherry tomato but smaller than your average tomato. So this beautiful cherry tomato is a heirloom variety, and it has these most beautiful orange streaks on them with a beautiful rich red color, and these beauties are just a beautiful sight around the garden. One of their best attributes is a longer shelf life and resistance to cracking. And since they are an early season cultivar, you can enjoy them sooner than other tomatoes. They are medium-sized cherry tomatoes, and when you put them in your mouth you get this burst of sweetness and creaminess that is really hard to find in any other cherry variety. It's definitely a winner in our garden. So over here we have our jam tomatoes, and they are often referred to as the sauce tomatoes. They are typically used for cooking and preserving, and they're also known for their dense flesh, fewer seeds and lower moisture content, making them ideal for creating these rich sauces, chutneys and even jams. The two in the front, I'm not really sure what they are now because of the labels not being there, as well as this one. But these cherry tomatoes that are forming here, I've got it labeled as the orange cherry tomatoes, so we'll see if it is the orange cherry tomatoes. From green it should turn orange, and then it's the same as that farm there. It's the yellow cherry tomatoes, garden yellow cherry tomatoes. These ones are still unripe, but I've got a nice batch that I've actually harvested, and I'm going to give this a nice taste test just now. And then I've got the red cherry tomatoes at the back. You can see that the vine split into two, and if I go around this side you'll see that the vine is growing up there, splits again, and then some more cherry tomatoes. Now I've just not been able to really update and keep this garden maintained, and that's why I just kept on splitting. So it was too late. They had already budded and given me tomatoes, so I've just trimmed it and it seems to be doing very well. We'll go back to this side, and I think this one is called the black cherry tomato. So you can see how gorgeous these guys are looking. Such vibrant colors, and there's quite a few to still ripen. and they should be turning like a black dark purple color. This one in the middle, I see some flowers and a small little tomato on this side. Not sure what this plant is because we lost the tag. And then over there I've got a normal round tomato, and I'm not really sure of the name of this one, only because my tag once again got ripped out. But the tomato bed is looking absolutely amazing. I just make sure that I have beautiful airflow at the bottom so that no disease or fungi can come and contaminate my plants. And then I also make sure that I prune it nicely so it doesn't look like havoc, and a few weeks ago it did look like havoc. And then also I try and take the suckers off. So for example here, this is a 90-degree and this is your sucker, and I'll just like take it off there. But sometimes the suckers just grow and they take control, and you can see there is your leaf and then there's your sucker. And sometimes I don't mind it as long as there's enough airflow getting in between the branches. And I'll just quickly show you, I do have another tomato plant that is actually in a pot, and I keep that right over here. It's a new variety that I'm trying out, and I'm thinking of putting this guy in the ground. And this is called try to say the name here, the Elsa Craig Tomato. I think it's a medium size tomato, and apparently it's really good for sauces. So that is one reason I actually chose this plant. And I think this weekend I will also be just putting some more tomato seeds in some pots so that I can start getting a new batch. But very happy with my tomatoes at the moment. Let's get back to the tomatoes, and I'm going to do a taste test now. The first tomato I'm going to taste is the cherry tomato, the red one. Cut that in half. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's give it a quick taste. Okay, so I've got the red cherry tomato I've just cut, and give it a taste. The tomatoes that I actually grow in my garden, I've made sure that they are very low in acid. So the acidity level in the tomatoes are like, you can't even taste it, and they're actually very fruity. So you get the tomato taste but a hint of fruit coming through, and it's just not that potent, and I love it. Now you can just eat it off the vine. You can just put some in a salad, and it's just it's like garden candy. Just imagine some salt and pepper on there. Put it on a cracker with some cheese. And the next one is the yellow cherry tomato. Beautiful. And the yellow cherry tomato. So there's a bit of a difference. It's not as sweet as the red cherry tomato. It's still low in the acidity level, still fruity, and definitely worth growing. So I see that I've only got one vine. I'm going to seed some more, just so that I get some more for the next season, but definitely worth just popping off, putting in your mouth and enjoying. Salt, pepper. Absolutely lovely. So these are the only two that are ripened, and when some more ripen, we'll just do another video and taste test them. I think taste testing them is really nice, and as I taste it, I can just tell you exactly what I'm experiencing. Now I'm just going to tell you why I have chosen these specific varieties. Number one, I wanted some cherry tomatoes. I only like cherry tomatoes. Not everyone in my family like eating tomatoes, but cherry tomatoes is a big winner, and they're nice and small. You can just cut them in half, or even you can see how small this one is compared to that one. Nice and small. You just put them in a salad, or as I say, just eat it like this, and the same as that. You can put it on some like salted biscuits, snackers, crackers, salt, pepper, some cheese, mozzarella, some basil on it. You can go crazy. But also another reason I grow them is that I've made sure to select tomatoes that are very low in the acid. The acidity level has to be low, because a lot of people in my family don't like the tomato acid, and so these ones are just perfect. And then with the other ones that I've selected, I've got something called banana leg, and that's only because someone on Instagram suggested that I try banana leg, so I did. And I've got a little plant, it's still growing. And then I wanted some jam tomatoes, because they love making jam, jam sauce. So I decided to do some jam tomatoes. And then I decided to go with some medium-sized tomatoes, just so that I can slice and put it on some bread, or just make some sauce. And I decided to get some sauce tomatoes. So there was the one that I just showed you in a pot. That apparently is a really good sauce tomato. And that is basically why I've selected the tomatoes that I have selected in this bed. So there's just so many tomatoes to still ripen, and yeah, it's been my best year. So as I end this video, the rain has just started coming down again. It's been raining for like the last 8 days non-stop, but we need the rain. It's been really hot, and can't go wrong with some rain. So guys, let's end this video before I get wet. If you don't want to miss out on any of my videos, me just going around the homestead showing you what I grow, why I grow it, taste testing, DIY, please guys, give it a like, subscribe, and I definitely will see you in the next video.